I just got a little worked up is all. I woke up in this unknown place and I thought it was because I didn't see your lights go on in your house before I drove off. I'm a fucking idiot, right? Simp, I know, I love you. I missed the beat. Hold on. I know there's a beat drop. Hold on, here you go. It's coming, I swear I know it, right here. Y'all know I gotta spit on the beat, hold on. Fuck. He coming up a room, don't know what to say. Here we are, back another day. Yo, put some milk in the cup, psych. With a pipe and a dike. Alright, hold on. I had to go back to the home screen. Okay, so I did delete it. I ain't even finished spitting. I can't spit on this beat though. I'm gonna still try to. Hold on. Got the orange Fanta with the Sprite on the bottom. With the Vaseline. That's an extra con. No money in my wallet cause I'm broke. I just need to go to work and make the bands. Make them. Hold on, never mind. Let me find a beat. Let me try and spit some heat for the NBJ crew today. We're here with Danganronpa Lapse. We're gonna take it back to the playthrough season. Cause you know I just be spitting heat from the mouth. From the west to the south to the north. To the east. I already probably said that, but I can't think of rhyme. Right now I don't have the time to come up with the bars and let it go and make it sound hard. I'm just trying to spit. I'm not trying to make a hit. I just wanna I'm on my shit, my Playboy Cardi, stop playing with me. They be like, yo. Thank you. They did me dirty. That's cause I made fun of Playboy Cardi, huh? The vamp, he heard it himself. He was like, hey. He didn't let me finish my joke. What's good, y'all? Your boy, I'll be jigging back. Yeah, today we're here with Danganronpa, another new playthrough on the channel. And I hope y'all are excited because I am big on the Danganronpa anime. What was I saying? Today we're here with Danganronpa. It's another new playthrough on the channel. Now, y'all probably don't know this, but I love the Danganronpa anime, and a lot of y'all probably haven't watched it. Because I wouldn't say it's an underrated anime, but it kind of is in a way. And Danganronpa has like a bunch of games, but this one right here is a fan-made game that I wanted to play because I've already seen all of the actual real games. So I actually played maybe an hour and 30 minutes of this, but the recording went terrible. First of all, my mic audio was too low, right? And shout out to Prince, he showed me a way to where I could record my mic audio and my cam audio separate, and then my game record on a whole separate thing. But the thing with that was I accidentally still had OBS recording my game audio, so y'all can probably see how that was an issue, you feel me? And it didn't go right, and I thought I could fix it, right? But guess what? I didn't even give myself a chance because I deleted the whole file. So everything was just going left, bro. So I really do have to replay this all over again, but I will try and make it as entertaining as possible because I am hyped for this game and I do want to play it. So let's get straight to it. I'm gonna record part 1, then part 2, and if I still got it, bitch, I'm gonna record part 3. Let's go. But it's a lot of reading, bro. The thing about this game, I'll tell y'all right now, it's the beginning is so slow paced and the filler is fucking filler. But when that story start to slap, it start to slap. Now I had to get me a little drink. Know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Fanta. Fanta's my favorite drink in case y'all didn't know. Give me a little something to grub on. Cause I ain't really eat. I'm gonna be honest, I'm hungry. Hello. Last time I ate was like 1 o'clock. Oh, ring ring. My fault. Who's calling me? Is it my girlfriend? Hey Jasmine, I love you, sweetheart. Question mark. No, that's alright. So it's the phone's still ringing. What is that sound? Okay, so somebody trying to wake up. Okay. My voice cracked. It's because I'm thirsty. Hello. But I got a nice ass room. So I already know pretty much all of this. Right? So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to commentate through it and make new jokes. Even though I know what's going to happen. Oops. Whoops. I opened my heavy... Hello, I opened my heavy eyelids to an unfamiliar room. Oh, guess I was asleep, but where am I? This isn't my room. I turned my head. Excuse me, creator, that's not English, sir. Where's the two in between that the? I turned my head to the right. Go back to school, sir. I turned my head the right to see a small old-fashioned alarm clock on the nightstand. The time read 7:30. I didn't make that joke last time. I didn't even catch that last time. 7:30? In the morning or the evening? Bro, does it not say like PM or AM in that bitch? I reached over to stop the alarm when suddenly I felt a dull pain in the back of my head. Ow! That boy fought Jake Paul and got put to... Yeah, I don't even like Jake Paul like that, but he got hands, bro. I sat up from the bed to rub my head and shut off the alarm. The pain subsided quickly, and it was then that I fully took in my surroundings. I found myself in a comfortable room. Soft lighting rested against the warm-colored walls. The furniture was devoid of any dust or dirt, and the bed itself was extremely plush. An unassuming painting hung just above my head. I scooted from the center of the bed, kicked my feet out from under the covers, began perusing the room of its amenities: a roomy closet, a small writing desk in the corner, and a single bathroom. It was overall a rather luxurious room without seemingly over-elegant in its design. The room is comfortable enough, but how on earth did I get here? Am I imagining this? I hope I didn't hit my head. Bro, it hurts, don't it? That means you hit the back of your head, bro. I also didn't make... These are all new jokes, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all this. He did not piss me off this much last time. I swear I was fucking with him. I went to the bathroom, turned the cold tap, and let my cup hands fill with the crisp water before splashing my face. I fucked up. I tried. The chill snapped my senses awake as soon as I took a moment to collect myself. Well, as far as I can tell, at least I'm in one piece. I noticed my everyday coat was on a hanger behind me. I pulled the coat on and adjusted myself. It wouldn't hurt to recall the basics. My name is Echo Pine. What's up, my boy Echo? It's nice to meet you for like the second time. The last time you rapped, you stole my I be making myself laugh. I can't even finish my jokes. Y'all gotta watch Rolling Out to know where I got that from. I'm a student at a Calm Mind Institute coming toward the end of my final year. My best friend is Ashley. Ashley! The last thing I remember was seeing my best friend, Ashley, off for the day as she wants to take care of her horses. Ashley, I wonder if she made it home alright. I admit, I was a little less thorough in making sure she made it into her house that late afternoon, but I'm sure she's alright. Or, I hope. I racked my brain, thinking about that evening. Now, when I first saw this, it gave me big Walking Dead vibes. Like the season 4 intro. Look at her. What's up, Ashley? Oh, cool laugh. Alright, thanks for the... Oh, I gotta get my voices right. Hold on, let me finish my... There's a little piece I got left, y'all. Let me finish it. Come on now. I ain't eat. Off my dick. You said y'all wasn't on my dick in the first place? My fault. My fault. We cool? I keep looking at over at OBS, bro. Don't judge me. We cool? So, alright, let's keep it pushing. Alright, so this is my voice for her, so don't judge. Alright. Thanks for the lift. Be careful with your ankle.
I can't believe you insisted on driving even though it's sprained.
It's no problem at all. Besides, my ankle's almost done healing, so it's no big deal. It's not like I drive with that foot anyway. I'm just worried since I can't walk you to the door. I wanted to see if Applejack was in a petting mood tonight.
My house is right there. You don't need to worry.
Oh my gosh, this is too funny. And if she is, I'll make sure to give... I can't read it. Listen, I went crazy when I read this, bro. Cause now, hold on. And if she is, I'll make sure to give that kitty a good scratching for you. Oh hell nah, she talking about scratching that. Nah, she talking about scratching a cat. Come on now, I know. But he talking about something, you know, I hope she in a petting mood today, and she talking about I'll give the kitty a good scratching for you. What y'all got going on, Ashley and Echo? She might be Ashley Pine, not Ashley Westbridge, but that shit funny. All right, thanks. Night, Ash.
Good night, Echo.
I left the car in park and watched as Ashley cross the lawn. I declined putting any more strain on my left ankle since it was still recovering from a sprain, but I remained vigilant. Her porch light wasn't on. So as she got closer to the house, she faded into the evening shadows. I waited a few more minutes until I heard her front door close. Click. Okay, time to get back. I shifted back into drive and let the wheels crawl before accelerating. But upon my slow graze across the gravel, I didn't see her living room light turn on. I was worried, but I was certain I heard her front door close. I had a burp coming out, my fault. Was I really certain though? I remember clearly driving off, not seeing her. He didn't even let me finish reading. My fault, y'all. I didn't know I turned auto on. Suddenly, a darkness welled up inside me. Was I in this strange unknown remote location because I didn't make sure my friend was safe in her home? Now this is where I start roasting him, because why are you simping this hard? You really think everything went sideways because you didn't make sure your girl was straight, bro? But Echo a simp. No, that would be absurd. Those two things can't be linked together just because I was less cautious than usual. I combed through the room once more and I realized I didn't have any of my personal possessions on hand or in the room itself. No phone to call Ashley to make sure she's okay. Sure, there was an ancient landline service phone in the room, but I didn't know where I was to begin with. I started to panic. I had to get out of here. I got so caught up in both my head and an unprovoked fear that I threw the door open with full force, nearly hitting the person just outside, and that person just happened to be... That shit scared the shit out of my ass a little piece. Ash!
Huh? Echo?
It was strange. The very friend I thought suffered a consequence for not making sure they made it home safe was standing right there in front of me for some inexplicable reason. You see that ice on her neck? Okay. And her wrist. She big rich. What's that R stand for? She got a man. You're okay. Ashley Westbridge, a dear old friend of mine. She's what some people would call a horse girl, which seems like a vague thing to call someone who just happened to tend to, I might not say this word right, who cares, equines. I don't know what that word is. The big ass words, the irreverent thought aside. I think they meant to say irrelevant. That irrelevant thought aside. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe irrelevant, what I'm saying is maybe a word, but I wouldn't know. I'm stupid.
Yeah, of course I'm okay. But what about you? You're pale as a ghost.
Excuse me. I don't like her voice. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna change it. I just got a little worked up is all. I woke up in this unknown place and I thought it was because I didn't see your lights go on in your house before I drove off. I'm a fucking idiot, right? Simp. I know. I love you. Babe, if you watching this, I'm acting like I'm Echo Pine. I swear I don't love this anime fucking character, this 2D figure. I love you and you only app.
Echo, it's okay. You don't have to worry about a thing. I made it home to take care of Hyperion and all in one piece. I was just a little tired is all, so I went straight to the stables behind the house and took the back door entrance. Now that's cool and all.
but I gotta lower that.
Sorry I worried you.
Ashley wrapped me in a big familiar hug and I immediately felt calm. My pants, for some reason, they started to stretch a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Thanks, Ash. I know I shouldn't get so worked up about stuff like this, but sometimes I can't help it. I love you. You know, one thought led to another and I just jumped to the worst possible conclusion because I want you to be mine because
I love you.
Like, just tell her, bro. At this point, you gotta be like me, bro. Put a ring on it. I'm not married, y'all, but I'm soon to be. But still, he need to. He's simping this hard.
Oh, Echo. You needn't fret so much. You'll make yourself sick with worry. However, I can totally understand where you worry might come from, especially in this scenario.
Yeah, just where are we?
Yeah, that is the question.
With my mind and heart at ease, I discussed the situation with Ashley. I told her that I woke up not long ago thanks to the provider alarm clock, and her experience was just the same. She too felt the dull pain, a lingering headache upon awakening. And she too felt a brief moment of confusion due to the unknown setting. I couldn't find any of my possessions in my room. I tried to find my phone to call you, but no luck.
I don't have anything of note in my room either. I don't have any of my things with me, like my satchel or phone. It's odd. Although there aren't any answers to the obvious questions like, how did we get here? Where are my things? Etc. I strangely feel comfortable here.
I think it might be the super lash bed, not gonna lie. I'd really like that back home. Okay, so he echoed, he like me. He don't got it all, but respect. We laughed among ourselves and decided to explore what seemed to be some sort of mansion. I still felt uneasy, but thanks to seeing a familiar face, I felt a little safer. I closed my room door behind me, noticing there was a plaque that was adorned with the symbol of my high school. Looking further down the hall, the various other door plaques shared the same features. I spotted Ashley's right away, as well as it seemed her room was adjacent to mine across the hall. Looks like there are other students here as well. Other plaques with school emblems, I'm assuming.
Seems that way. Oh, my fault. Seems that way, although I haven't ran into anyone yet.
Not literally like you, of course. Very funny. The hall interior was all very ornate, with dark wood lining the walls and candle scones. Oh my gosh, that's some big ass words. Scones is lining the path. The dark wood floor was covered in a thick woven rug that created a password and opening in the hallway.
I think I can hear some others down the hall.
Ashley took the lead as we curiously walked through the hall, taking in the ambiance as we gazed at the miscellaneous paintings of nature that hung on the wall. The sound of lively conversation grew louder as we approached the connecting room. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this is where we meet more students. Sure enough, there was 3 other people having a lively chat in the foyer.
Hey, you two.
You sound like a damn Sonic character, I know. But I gotta make it a little deeper. Because, you know what I'm saying? They're older. I gotta try.
Hey, you two. Good of you to make it. I was wondering how many other people were gonna come around.
This is my voice for her. This is my favorite one so far.
You could always just count how many doors with plaques there are in the living quarter hallways. Fucking moron. I hate idiots.
Nah, I'm not attentive enough for stuff like that. I'll just figure it out from how many of you I met up with. Oh, I can voice act for real, y'all. What's up? Oh, I need my glasses for this one. This is another one of my favorites.
You're awfully carefree, aren't
you? Yo, this is too fun.
Yeah, it's because I have good company with you lovely folks.
Now, I can't lie. This dude cool as shit. I don't remember his name, but he cool as shit.
Now, come on. What's with the cold shoulders? I'm just here to have a good time.
The person with the hat continued preoccupying his present less than willing company with his lively conversations. I quietly took in the atmosphere of the foyer before approaching the group. The main clearing was huge. It featured a shiny white marble floor. White marble floor extended into the 2 spiraling staircases on each of two spiraling staircases, and on either side of its circular walls, an elevator resided in the center of the wall, opposite from the front door. My fault. I can't read. I didn't graduate high school. A beautiful grand chandelier hung from the center of a marble ceiling just above a modest table at the ground level. The wooden table itself was rather bare, only containing a decorated flower vase and a very polite note printed on a premium grade some shit. I didn't know how to say that big ass word, so I just skipped it. Thank you for joining us in this momentous occasion. Please make yourself welcome official by signing in, utilizing the bracelets that have been provided. Simply tap the bracelet to the digital kiosk that is located at the foot of the stairs. See, Echo got that ice on his wrist. I lifted my wrist to see the bracelet in question. It was a light, simple thing, a rose gold plate with my name on it, strung into a bracelet with a small chain of the same color. I hadn't even noticed it until now. Ashley was admiring hers just as I did. Her bracelet hung on her right wrist. Just above her own wood cuff bracelet. I looked over at the other students' wrists as well, and they all had the same thing. All some shit, presumably with their own names. What was the purpose of these things anyway? Rather than get absorbed in wondering about the small decoration, I decided to join in a small conversation. Hello there. Have you two already scanned your bracelets? Yes, we all convinced here just a Let me try this again. Yes, we all convened here just a few minutes ago. I would recommend you scan your bracelets on the kiosk as well, since it grants access to the rooms of after the welcome. Oh, well, don't mind if I do. I went over to the whatever the fuck kiosk that was next to it, strangely within the luxurious decor. Aforementioned. After looking at it, I knew how to say it. Or maybe I said it wrong still, but I at least give it a try. The kiosk displayed a map of the first floor layout by default. The foyer led to 4 locations: the living quarters, the dining hall, the study, and the theater. I held up my wrist close to the screen and it quickly detected my bracelet displaying a sparse summary of information: my name, and a profile picture. Echo Pine. Thank you for signing in. You may now roam the first floor freely. Your bracelet corresponds to your room and your room alone. They are paramount to keeping your personal room and its belongings safe. Please take care of it. Please make sure you're comfortable with all the given accommodations, and once again, welcome. The screen went to the original map screen as it was before. I scanned my bracelet. I stepped aside to let Ashley sign in as well, and in the meantime got it to introducing myself to the other students. Hey there, I'm Echo Pine, and this is my friend Ashley Westbridge. Now you see how off-rip he letting these people know that Ashley is his friend, bro. He's all like, yeah, this is my friend. My friend, not your friend. My friend, Ashley Westbridge. Like, bro, relax. She ain't gonna claim you. Nice to meet you all. But, you know what I'm saying? She didn't say nothing against it, so maybe she do claim him a little piece. I'm just saying. Likewise, I'm Arturo Campo Piano, but just art is perfectly fine. I messed up his voice, I know. Miss Vesper, the pleasure is all mine. Do I really have to say it? Fine. Canonota, fuck you. Now move. Have you all met before? That would be a negative. Nothing like making new friends though, right? Cannon said nothing and instead letting out a sigh with absolutely no subtlety and hiding her annoyance toward Art's enthusiasm. I see. That said, you mentioned you two are acquaintances? Oh yeah, we were pen pals in the summer before high school started, and we just became close over time. It's quite endearing. Oh, thank you? Bro, you was over here claiming her, now you all surprised when people try to swear you for claiming her. Like, bro, that's you, bro. Let me text my girl back, y'all. Alright, let's keep it pushing. I didn't expect that kind of answer from Missy. Maybe she's the type to secretly cry at romantic movies? Well, if we're all signed in, why don't we just visit the dining hall? I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel teas in order after waking up. I'm in favor of that idea. I'd like to explore it afterwards as well. Yeah, I wonder who else we're gonna run into. This is exciting! I'm starting to hate Art's voice, but fuck it. Missy walked briskly toward the dining hall, which was opposite of the living quarters hall where we entered the foyer. Art followed quickly after which just left Conan back in the giant clearing. I'll explore at my own pace. Thank you. And by thank you, I mean fuck you. Leave me alone. Oh, okay. I suppose we'll see you later?
That's a negative. Now fuck off.
With a curt and definitive statement, Canon, I say Conan because the fucking Naruto anime, my fault y'all, made her case stating that she was going to stay put in the foyer. Ashley and I followed the other two in the dining hall, leaving Canon to her business. The dining hall was rather small and intimate. A single long woodcraft table and modest chandelier created the centerpiece. A black marble fireplace with a natural painting hanging just above decorated the far wall. The table setting bore 16 chairs and 14 on each side and 2 on the heads of the table. The table was already decorated with light accessories, candelabras, small vases of flowers, and an encyclopedia about ships. That's fucking boring. The room itself was connected to a small kitchen, one with the usual kitchen staple appliances, an oven, a refrigerator, a large dishwashing sink, a gas range, and all utensils and tools one might need. A small storehouse pantry was off to the side with nothing of readily edible interest to the common person. Wow, this place is super loaded, huh? Art made a beeline for the 2 side rooms, picking in and out of the dining hall between the pantry and kitchen. Missy, on the other hand, gazed slowly around the dining hall itself.
It's a very fine setting,
but not so much that it feels oppressively high-end. Yep, everything looks to be in order for a good meal. Art finally stopped pacing around and sat at one of the seats, kicking his feet up on the table as he looked around the room. Missy noticeably shook her head at the action. But where is everyone? This place seats like a bunch of people, but there are only 5 of us.
I wonder if no one else woke up yet.
Maybe my fault. Maybe others ignored their alarms. Some people like to sleep in and all. I approached the natural painting above the fireplace, admiring the soft colors and brushwork. As I stood in front of it, the painting faded out to reveal what looked to be an emblem. Following the display of the emblem screen, an announcement came from overhead speakers with the voice silvery and modulated. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have a lovely stay. Feel free to utilize the kitchen to your heart's content, or if you are unable, you may use the automated cook feature by tapping your bracelet onto the kitchen's digital kiosk and selecting a meal. Or if neither of those suit you particular tastes, you may consult your group's ultimate level kitchen hand. The emblem disappeared, returning the screen to its initial artwork display. But what did that mean? What's an ultimate level kitchen hand? I turned to ask one of the other students, but it looked like Art had already figured something out. Whatever he started going on about next made no sense.
Oh, I get it.
This is a safe house, a private group provided for us since we signed up for the preservation project. Huh? You signed up to be here? Yeah, of course. If I guessed correctly, we all seem to be ultimate students. There are some serious ultimate vibes in the rooms, don't you think?
Yes, that seems to be the case.
What's an ultimate student?
Don't tell me you don't know!
Oh man! What are you even doing here, fucking loser? Ultimate students are typically high school students that are super excelled in their field of expertise. They are often scouted by groups with various intentions, virtuous or nefarious. They will often have a focused set of skills that makes their abilities desirable to certain people, and with good reason. If there's a talent you can think of, there's probably an ultimate student out there that'll knock your socks off with amazingness. So you're saying everyone here is super talented? You're kidding, right? You've been walking around this whole time with Ashley fucking Westbridge, the ultimate jockey, and you didn't even know? Is she really your best friend? Ashley Westbridge, the ultimate jockey. Huh? Ultimate jockey? I don't really talk about my talent outside my usual day-to-day. I've heard of Ashley Westbridge's accomplishments. She can wrangle just about any horse and ride them to victory. It's quite impressive to be able to tame such creatures in any variety, nonetheless. What you talking about? You talking about she taming me? Me in real life? No, but Echo, he a bitch. Yeah, he wrapped around her finger. Hello.
However, I've read that you excel best with your main partner, Hyperion, a Pinto Trocahen, or whatever the fuck. Oh my, I didn't realize my achievements were so widely regarded. It's a little embarrassing hearing others' remarks upon them. Wow, even so. I looked over to Ashley, who despite the sudden grandeur looked as modest as ever. Honestly, I just thought you were a typical horse girl. I don't know whether to find that humbling or insulting to my talent. Bitch, I might have to go talk to Art now. So Ashley held that title of ultimate jockey, huh? I was curious to know what that implied. I never knew her to be particularly eccentric when it came to her lifestyle at the stables. For how long during our friendship did she have that title? Enough about me. What about you two? I admit I can't really put a talent to either of your names. With this newfound knowledge of the situation, I was curious to learn about other students here. Now I'm gonna do this exactly how I did it last time. I picked him because I thought he was the most interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I like the other girl more. Obviously because I played more of the game. Your name is Art, right? May I ask what your talent is? Sure, I'm the ultimate golfer. Now at first with this outfit, I thought bro was the ultimate like swimmer or some shit. I'll never miss my mark. Total holes in ones all day, every day. Wow, how did you manage that? I don't know. Can't stand it having to put more energies into extra strokes, so I make the first and last one count. What kind of reasoning was that to become a pro golfer? Bro, you don't have no ultimate skill, bro. I'd shut the fuck up. I wouldn't be talking about you. That's an interesting way to go about it. I can't even imagine being able to control the club like that. Took a lot of practice for sure. I used to golf a lot with my grandpa. It was all in good fun back in the day, so I guess I never really thought about it as work, you know? I've flubbed it 2 times, sure, but who doesn't? I'm human. Nobody's perfect. Art seems to have taken a lot of pride with his title. It's admirable. What those individual groups or institutions do with these students is beyond me. I've not heard many stories of success or failure from anyone who's had the luxury of being accepted. In any case, don't take much stock in the title, is all I'm saying. I have to admit though, I am rather curious of the titles now that the subject has been brought up. That's understandable. I am the ultimate tactician. Now when I heard that, I was lit. I was like, she got the hands? Check this shit out. Tactician? Like battle tactics? No, it's more like political campaign tactics and strategies. The less interesting of the two people usually think of. Like, yeah, bro, that's boring. I damn near put myself to sleep reading that fucking sentence, bro. Nobody cares. I've been at the forefront of numerous political campaigns and battles, many of which I've been employed to strategize against my opposing forces. Really? Aren't you basically manipulating the winner outcome then? The choice is not mine, but the people's. I simply put the message out, framing it in the most self-beneficial way possible for each side. I think political campaigns can be interesting, but wouldn't ultimate campaign manager be the more appropriate title? Well, I'm not the one who came up with the title. I see. Missy seems to be a very self-assured person who doesn't seem to care much for the extravagance an ultimate title implies. Such captivating talents. I'd love to watch one of your games, Art. Aw, it's nothing. I bet horse races is much more interesting. Okay, Echo, how you feel about that? Indeed, your feats of athleticism are quite impressive. Yeah, I admit, it's hard to imagine. It's really not such a big deal, Echo. Honestly, the whole ultimate student thing feels a tad blown out of proportion. Seeing Ashley was done with the praise, I shifted the topic. Well, now that we're all acquainted, why don't we look around some more? Looks like there's more to be seen upstairs. Oh yes, it was a pleasure talking to you two. Don't be a stranger. We can explore together. Art's echoing voice sounded through the dining hall. Oh man, the kitchen features are cool! What's this? Motherfucker just hit himself with something. On second thought, I might keep an eye on Art for a while. I'm sure he won't mind the company. Alright, we'll see you around. Ashley and I stepped out of the dining hall into the foyer once more. Kenna didn't stay for long. The foyer was devoid of her presence. Where to? There are stairs going up, but I think we should check out the entirety of this floor first. I was thinking the same. Why don't you pick where we go next? Sure. The other locations are the study and the theater. Let's visit the theater.
Let's go to the theater. Ashley and I walked across the hallway to our location, the theater. The theater was something to behold. Although it was fairly intimate scene with few row seats and a medium-sized stage, still had an air of elegance thanks to the decor. The rich red velvet curtains and the glowed underneath the gaze of a bright spotlight. The stage itself was occupied by 3 students who seemed to be having a heated discussion. You really want to stand by that theory? Hey, to each their own, but I'm not knocking you for thinking that's obvious.
Let's settle down, please.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of changing my view for this scoundrel. Jeez, scoundrel? That's cold, especially to a stranger. Hers was like this.
You two don't need to get so heated about something like this.
I'll explain why in a second.
It's an important matter between 2 strongly opinionated people.
So we agree on that matter. Maybe I should cut in? What's going on here? As he turned around surprised, presumably from not being able to see me at the unlit foot of the stage. Need you ask such foolish question? We are discussing the dire and apparently questionable existence of this. That's gonna be that's gonna be his voice. Something like that. It'll get better throughout the thing. The white-haired student crouched down to view a painting that was turned away from the audience. It was a framed picture of what looked like an ink blot art. Whatever the fuck. Now, to me, this looks like Meal 2 or that shit from Star Wars. Oh, I see. You're trying to figure out what the painting is. Yes. What do thou see? I stared at it for a moment, but looked up at the 2 patiently in all seriousness waiting for my answer. I don't remember if I get to pick. I have to think about it. No immediate answer. I felt his judging eyes pierce my soul. It's a dog. Not everything has to be a dog. It's clearly an elephant. So, just a different 4-legged animal. The conversation seemed pretty heated. I might have better luck if I just talk to them individually. White-haired student. I'm trying to get his voice right. I visited the white-haired student on stage. So, about the painting, I think I do see the elephant. No need to feign understanding. I'm quite self-assured that the painter's intention was to illustrate an elephant, as abstract as it appears. I stared at the painting a little longer. The more I looked at it, the more I willed it into being what he claimed was the true subject. What? Yeah, sure. Despite being told what the subject was, I couldn't make out anything within the shapes. So, do you have an eye for this kind of thing? An eye for abstract arts? He made, my friend. I am not ultimate artiste. I'm the ultimate opera singer. What the fuck? Forte solo, ultimate opera singer. I'm sorry about that, y'all. That shit just pissed me off. The girl who was caught in the middle of the quarrel stepped down from the stage and left the other 2 to glare at each other in silence. Pandora Espere, nice to meet you. Likewise, I'm Echo Pine.
Echo Pine, I hope we get along.
So, I was informed that this little group of students is composed... who is composed of students that have ultimate talents. Did you happen to have some sort... Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Oh yes, I'm known as the ultimate baker.
Pandora Espere, ultimate baker. Like, why does it turn on?
And yourself, about that.
I don't seem to know. I don't think I have one, if I'm being honest.
That's no matter. It doesn't make you any more or less of a person.
So what do you think the painting is?
I'm not really sure myself, but for something as ambiguous as that, it can be whatever the viewer wants it to be.
I don't know how to say that. Pass or some shit? I suppose so.
Perhaps it isn't the subject of this place that is most important, but rather it is the emotions it conveys to the individual. Black and white are quite striking colors to work with, are they not? There's a lot of symbolism behind these 2 simpler colors. But I can only wonder if the artists behind the piece enjoyed creating it.
The art wouldn't have come to life otherwise, so I don't see why not.
I agree.
Pandora, she's such a warm presence. Pandora, such a warm presence. My fault, y'all. I'm just a little pissed off because that happened, but let me snap back into it. Hello. I approached a student wearing the fur-lined jacket. Now, I don't know what his voice gonna be. So, about the painting, I think I do see the dog. So that boy Echo is definitely just dick riding now, because he said this to the lice guy. You don't have to lie. I don't care about what it is, in fact. I don't even know what the painting is either, so I made something up. Dog is an easy thing to imagine. It's just a practice of pareidolia. Pareidolia? The act of perceiving a subject of significance where there is no meaningful interpretation. For example, seeing objects in cloud formations or hearing indistinct voices in random noise. And in this case, seeing a dog in an abstract painting, dogs are common enough to animals, yeah? Who doesn't like to think about dogs? I stared at the painting a little longer. The more I looked at it, the more I willed it into being what he said it was, even if he did make it up. Oh shit. Despite being told what the subject was, I couldn't make out anything with the shapes. Isn't it a little cruel to make something up when he's so intense about it? I just wanted him to explain why he saw what he did, but he truly wouldn't. So much for friendly discussion. To each their own, I suppose. Well, anyway, I'm just going around meeting everyone. I would tell you my talent if I had one. You don't have an ultimate title, or you can't remember? He seemed to be muttering under his breath about my last statement, but I paid him no mind and waited for his response. I'm Lyle Termina, the ultimate puzzle master. A connoisseur of word puzzles, block puzzles, escape room puzzles, the like. Now, off rip, just as far as ultimate abilities, his might be my favorite one. Even after, like, knowing the whole story. Not the whole story, but just, like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone so far. Now, if you don't mind, Lyle turned back to the painting, ending our conversation abruptly. Puzzles, huh? Maybe he was trying to unscramble the shapes in that painting. Ashley and I left Forte and Lyle to have their spat in peace. Pandora stayed behind trying to settle the two down. Phew. Forte and Lyle were kind of intense, huh? I'll say, I never really had a sharp eye for art, so what were they talking about is beyond me. And Pandora is brave for trying to calm it down. It takes a certain kind of person to want to intervene when things get heated, huh? Let's go to the study next. Study was cramped. Encyclopedias that filled to the ceiling covered an abundance of subjects ranging anywhere from medical to the athletic. There was a small office corner provided for studying the tomes in relative ease. Another digital kiosk stood off to the side showing a searchable list of books in the study. Ashley observed the kiosk curiously as I gawked at the variety of reading material stuffed in the shelves. Oh wow! The big-ass word that I don't know how to fucking say, encyclopedia, was published only 2 years ago. I have an old version, so this could be really interesting. You would be excited about that. What? Now that you know I'm an ultimate jockey, it all makes sense. No, you're still the same old horse girl, I know, but with a fancy title. There were two other students taking residence in the library, one meekly hiding in the corner and the other calmly leafing through their book of choice. The green-haired student noticed me approaching him and deftly flipped his book shut with one hand, giving me his full attention. Good morning. I look like MGK. Somebody get some clippers. I immediately felt the attention to be near palpable from his focused gaze alone. Are you finding everything all right? The study has quite a pleasant atmosphere, wouldn't you agree? Oh, yes, it's very well accommodated. The study as well as the rest of the facility are all nicely prepared. Indeed, you can spend days in this well-kept study, enriching your mind in regards to whatsoever subject your heart desires. Does that sound like an inviting prospect? I don't see why not. The location for ultimate shooters should be in peak condition, right? This preservation project situation seems to be equipped for comfort. Ah, so you've been made aware of the preservation project. He hesitated as he's chewing whatever the fuck on his next statement. You have an ultimate talent? If I'm being honest, I'm not sure I even know what my talent is, considering the situation seems to revolve around it. Everyone I've met so far has some kind of title. I admire your candor. Who knows? You might have some innate skills that you personally think are average. You think so? I feel pretty ordinary, and I've never really been the center of mass attention for anything in particular. The skill might just require a specific habitat, so to speak. Luckily, this appears to be the ideal place in the social environment for expanding upon such hidden abilities. However, I wouldn't worry much about it. Whatever underlying passion or talent you have is for you and you alone to enjoy. That's reassuring. I feel like I've stumbled into something out of my league with so many skilled students. If you don't mind me asking, what's your ultimate talent? It's hard to describe. I'm called the ultimate charisma. Cyrus Syrup. by the way. This guy's cool as shit. I can't even hold. He definitely smoked big kush though. Nice to meet you. That catches. A pleasure. I didn't really understand the implication of his title, but I could feel a sort of alluring presence to him. I suppose that's what charisma is. I approached the meek student standing in one of the darker corners of the study. Hey there. I'm not gonna make that sound, I'm gonna be honest. Sorry to spook you. I was just going around meeting everyone. I'm Echo Pine.
I was dragged out of my room by that guy over there. He's evil.
I peered over at the aforementioned person who just looked to be calmly inspecting the row of books.
Ugh, fine. He didn't drag me out. I ran into him when I was wandering around. I just wanted to be alone in the study.
She shot me a troubled glance after admitting her lie. So she's a fucking liar. I'm gonna remember that. Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? I'm Seikono. I'm a watchmaker.
Would you then
by chance be the called ultimate watchmaker?
I guess you could say that. I just tinker with watches and stuff. They go for really high prices apparently, but I don't particularly care for the money. Seikono, ultimate watchmaker. I don't like her. I think this is the only character I really don't like. Someone once offered me 3 luxury cars for a single watch. You must have some very well admired craftsmanship.
I guess so, but I can't even drive. What was I gonna do with 3 cars?
She clammed up and awkwardly turned back around to face the bookshelf corner. I didn't want to pry, so I just left her alone. After meeting with the other 2 students in the study, Ashley and I chatted about the other 2 students.
So we met Sei and Cyrus, a watchmaker and a charismatic person, respectively.
I suppose one could become talented at improving their characteristics if they wanted to.
Could be similar to managing a brand, perhaps.
Maybe. Regardless, they seem nice enough.
Yeah, seems sweet, if not a little shy.
After wandering around the first floor, Ashley and I paused in the living quarters hallway to gather our thoughts. So, those are all the available locations on this floor. I guess the rooms are interesting enough, but more importantly, I wonder just how many other students there are. The other students from earlier, Cannon just counted the doors, right? Why don't we go check it out? But who knows if there are more students on the floors. There were stairs going up on the foyer, so we could check that area out too. And speaking of Cannon, I wonder what her talent is. Wait, that aside, how did I never know you had a super talent in racing, in horse racing?
Oh, well, it just never came up. I knew a lot of people before you who didn't particularly care for how much time I spent at the stables and racetracks, so I just stopped bringing it up.
Thought my cat wanted the door, but y'all, I'm sorry.
Besides, it's just easier to tell people I tend to horses.
So what does being an ultimate level jockey imply? Does that mean you win a lot?
Come on, Echo. I don't want to bore you with some superficial numbers. I'll just say my win percentage is 44%, and the top 3% is just 84%.
I don't know what are those numbers supposed to mean.
Anyway, I'm not just a horse girl. I have other pets too. Remember the kitty you wanted me to scratch?
Yeah, like your cat, Applejack?
Of course you'd remember Applejack.
How could I not? She clawed up all my school vests. The deep ringing of a school bell rang across the halls, echoing through the building. Then an announcement came over what seemed to be hidden overhead speakers in the ceiling. It is now 9 a.m. The second floor amenities are now open and will stay open until 7 p.m.
Second floor?
After the announcement, we saw Pandora filter out of one of the first rooms and into the halls.
Oh, Ashley, Echo, would you like to visit the second floor with me?
Sure. We were just wondering about it as well.
By the way, did you get anything to eat from the dining hall?
Oh, no, I was a little too distracted by the whole Ultimate Students thing.
You're in luck. I made some croissants earlier. Here, help yourself.
She produced, 2 items folded in a cloth from her apron pockets. I accepted a small cloth covered in delight and unwrapped it carefully, revealing a small bite-sized croissant, a heavily warm aroma-filled hush. From the fragrance alone, I was enveloped in the comfort of the feeling the sun's rays on my skin. After I took one each and bit into the flaky buttery dough. A piece of chocolate inside melted as soon as it hit my tongue. It was smooth, rich, contrasting the light and sweet crumb of the dough housing it. That's the ultimate baker.
That's the ultimate baker for you. Big big ass French word because she's French. Merci, but it's nothing at all. I just really enjoy baking.
That's why I gave her a French accent, but my French accent is fucking garbage. Garbage. The look on people's faces when they smell delectably fresh bread coming out of the oven. The one fuzzy feeling you get when you eat your favorite food. Such a feeling is priceless. Pandora's right. After enjoying the croissant, I felt an intense nostalgia for my younger days when I would spend summers running around outside baking in the fresh afternoon sun. That was the power of the ultimate baker's delicacies to invoke a warmth and sense of familiarity. Whatever the fuck. I'm tired. I'm getting tired. I'm not gonna lie. What a wonderful thing. Let me open another soda. Hello.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I noticed you two are quite close. Have you met before? Echo's my best friend. We've known each other for like 4 years now. Whatever the fuck. A long friendship is something to cherish. Definitely. Echo's always been there for me, even if they are a little worrisome.
Hey, how could you say that? I'm just looking out for you.
I kid, of course. I really appreciate your concern, but just think about yourself sometimes, too.
Pandora smiled sweetly as we had our little back and forth. Sorry, why don't we get going?
No worries, shall we?
The three of us walked back down the hallway toward the foyer where the stairs to the second floor were.
Hey Pandora, did you meet anyone else this morning?
Anyone else?
I can't say that I have. So far, I've only been acquainted with you two, Forte and Lyle.
Oh, sorry, I thought you might have ran into a few others like we have.
This morning, I went into the dining hall and then the theater. Unfortunately, Forte and Lyle kept me from going anywhere else with the arguments.
If we didn't see you then, you must have woke up much earlier than us, huh?
That's correct. I suppose you could say my internal clock has been tuned to my habits, given my day-to-day life. I wake up early to make sure my dough from the night before has properly risen, prepare any glazes I might need, prep my workstation. Oh, but I must be boring you with daily routine.
No, not at all. It's fascinating, honestly.
You're sweet, Echo. Perhaps I'll invite you to help me tomorrow morning. Hope you're awake at 4:30 a.m.
Oh, sure. I can't promise I'll be fully awake, though. Pandora laughed lightly and just as she went on her merry way upstairs, whatever the fuck. Dude, Echo is a, you know what I'm saying, stone cold shooter because he just bagged that. Ashley and I followed Sue, and we were with another digital kiosk at the top of their staircase. The screen displayed another map, this time the second floor locations, the atrium, the spa lounge, the climbing center, and the jazz club. What kind of mansion has a climbing center in it? Maybe the owner is an eccentric rock climber?
I think the assortment of activities is presented to cater to the unique talents of various students. In fact, the kitchen pantry has a wealth of resources. I was quite surprised to find such fresh and rare ingredients. I imagine the other ultimate chefs would be pleased with the selection as well.
That's a good point. There was a theater on the first floor after all. Forte and other ultimate performers probably utilized the room as a place to further hone their skills. The preservation project. It seemed like this group wanted to accommodate whatever the fuck, of intense and unique students. I wonder what kind of group had the ability to provide such a vast selection of activities and resources. Where to first?
I'm curious about the climbing center. This mansion must be huge if it can house something exciting like that here. I'd like to see the spa lounge. It must be a lovely, relaxing place. Echo, why don't you decide?
Okay. What did my girl choose? I think she said climbing center. Let's explore the climbing center. I'ma stick to my best friend, bro. Echo, you want Ashley, bro. You better stick to that. Just because this girl gave you some sweet, delicious pastry don't mean you gotta switch up on your girl, bro. Boy, Echo, lame. The climbing center was vibrant, spacious place. The artificial rock and arch formations that carved the walls reached upwards of what looked to be 3 stories high toward a bright, naturally lit ceiling. Off to the side was a preparation locker room full of ropes and harnesses, as well as a small vending machine full of energy drinks and water bottles. Whoa, this place is huge! I can't imagine how anyone gets up there. I craned my neck up, inspecting the array of colorful grips that dotted the sprawling ascending surface. The hanging ropes disappeared into the distance of the light.
The world is certainly full of interesting people and talents. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I think I'm gonna take off the accent just so it's easier. Pandora poked out from under one of the arch formations, just taken with the incredible height as I was.
That's for sure. I'm an athlete, but I can't say I excel here. I don't really have a good tolerance for heights.
If you don't mind my asking, how did you two discover your talents anyway?
Ashley pondered the question for a second. I was raised in the countryside on a farm, so it probably came to me like a second nature. As a child, going to the racetrack with my father was honestly just another errand, until he let me ride the horses myself. I felt the love for exhilarating competition at that point. I was homeschooled by my mothers, one a teacher and one a prolific baker. They taught me everything I know about baking. I also cherished the enjoyment people felt when tasting my baked goods. Eventually, I too felt a love for the task at hand.
Wow, you two are truly incredible.
Echo, you're an incredible person too. Don't let labels deter you from speaking to us as anything but your peers.
Huh? I don't know about all that.
Yeah, Echo, don't think too much about that title stuff. We're still people, you know.
Don't think too much about that title stuff. Such remarkable feats would be too difficult to put aside. They were so humble when talking about their ultimate talents. I wondered if I could even measure up. After wandering around in the climbing center, we set off to visit the spa lounge. The spa lounge was serene and welcoming. A shallow pool was laid into the marble floor. A mesmerizing, I don't know how to say that word, ceiling mirrored the pool above it. Several simple relaxation lounges lined the wall for general leisure. Off to the side was a storeroom stocked with perfumey inventory of scented oils, bath soaks, and skincare products. Just by the storeroom doorway,
I'd love to spend some time here.
Pandora sat in one of the lounge chairs, stretching her arms above her head before relaxing her hands on her lap.
But now that I think about it, are facilities like this meant to be self-run by the residing students?
Pandora brought up an interesting observation. The kitchen offered fully automated meals, but they still provided the option of having the students utilize the kitchen and tools. Peeking into the storeroom, I saw a separate hallway of individual private rooms labeled for certain services, facial massage and aromatherapy.
Hey, you might be right.
There are all these little specialized rooms with all sorts of specific equipment.
If you consider my talents at arts, it might be a racetrack or a golf course outside, along with other outdoor recreation talents like angling or skiing. Perhaps that would be a very exciting prospect.
That can mean all the other facilities and activities have features that are tuned accordingly to the certain talents.
Yeah, just from a glance, I figured the study was just elaborate, but I suppose there are resources there that are well fitted for talents that require research or writing.
To think such an extraordinary place exists to benefit the many pursuits of equally extraordinary people. So do either of you do anything special to train for being an ultimate student?
Whatever the fuck. Although some could say I bake too much, I simply suspect my pastries have ended up in the right hands for me to be considered. I don't really do anything special either. I also race quite a bit, but most of my time is spent plainly practicing. Like Pandora, there may have been a scout in the audience. Honestly, couldn't say.
I see. Just putting in the hours, so to speak, huh?
Perhaps we were just lucky enough to have been selected for this opportunity to meet others cut of the same cloth, right?
I couldn't agree more. I'm very charmed to be in such delightful company. Neither of them seemed to do anything particularly intense to earn their title. I wondered about the others, whether or not they were trained or they too were just lucky enough to be selected. Wandering about to our last destination, we fully came across the jazz club. It was a welcoming venue. Warm furniture and lighting gave the room an air of a casual elegance. The table settings for an audience occupied the majority of the space, with a small stage in the corner for performers. A close proximity between the two made the scene that much more intimate. A small green room was behind the stage curtains, and connected to it was the equipment and instruments. The bar opposite the stage had shelves upon shelves of beverages locked behind a sturdy glass case.
Pretty classy atmosphere, huh? I wonder how many ultimate talents have toured this room for performances. Many, I'm sure. It's well kept among the rest of the rooms, so it'd be no surprise one would feel comfortable here.
Then a thought crossed my mind. Do you think I could be some kind of ultimate jazz performer or ultimate bartender?
Have you ever handled an instrument or mixed beverages?
No, but who knows? Maybe if I pick something up, I'll suddenly be stricken with an ultimate talent revelation and then play like a pro. Cyrus said maybe it's an innate trait waiting to be discovered. It just occurred to me that perhaps these rooms aren't just for students with existing skills, but they could also be a sandbox for budding talents. I suppose there's no harm in trying. Why not? I'd like to see the moment a talent has been realized. Relieved that they supported my odd idea, I felt a strange confidence rising. Cheerfully, I went behind the stage and picked an instrument I thought would suit me. Ashley and Pandora both took a seat in the front row and watched it in anticipation. I felt like a kid going through a toy box with how many options there were. How about this cello? Go for it. I watched this shit, y'all. Pandora gleefully cheered me as I gripped the bow and placed my fingers on the strings across the neck. I laid the bow across the strings. I was nervous, but if what Cyrus said was true, that my talent was waiting to be discovered, I couldn't wait to realize it. I took a breath and drew the bow. And then I saw that shit coming. Now look, she fouled because she laughing under her hand right now. And she's a good ass friend, because look at her. She's like smiling, telling you, making sure that he knows, hey, Echo, it's okay, bro. But her, this is why you stick by her, my boy. Because look at her. Come on now. The sound I created tore through the air like giant rubber duck was being whatever the fuck stepped on. Unceremoniously, I think. It was awful. I saw Ashley and Pandora flinch from the sound, but they still put on a brave face for my sake. I chuckled nervously and gently placed the instrument back where it originally was. Wobbled off the stage and plopped down warily at the table with Ashley and Pandora. I was beyond embarrassed. Don't despair. You just haven't found it yet. Yeah, Echo, not just anyone can handle an instrument. I mean, I thought that thing was supposed to be played like a giant guitar. I'm surprised you even knew how to approach holding it. I've seen performers before, so I imitated what I saw. Oh, that makes sense. Pandora held my hand in a firm grasp. Listen, we're going to find out what your talent is. If we have to play 100 instruments poorly, at least we'll know we're one step closer to reaching our goal. Pandora reassured me and Ashley gave me a warm smile. Thanks, you two. Come, let's keep exploring. We left the jazz club. Outside the room, we ran into an whatever the fuck Cyrus and Lau in the hallway at the foot of the entryway. Hello there. Having a fulfilling time experience? Yeah, totally. I still felt a little exasperated from the cello mishap, but tried to play it off as best as I could. What's up with you? What's up with you? Don't tell me you're like already tired. There's still a lot to explore. No, please. It isn't a race to make ourselves familiar with all the different rooms. No, we were actually just about done over here anyway. It was just my luck that the room appeared to be soundproof based on their lack of adverse reaction. It seems neither Cyrus nor Lau heard the disastrous sounds of a cello being poorly utilized. Then the sound of ringing and a voice rang through the speakers. Your attention, please. All students assemble in the second floor atrium for a special welcome ceremony. The five of us collectively made our way to the requested location, chatting about our discoveries along the way. The end of the second floor hall fed directly into a spacious area, whatever the fuck. Natural light poured in from the high glass ceiling. The lush trees that frame the circular lobby reached toward the sky, well past the ring of the decorative plants that occupied the second floor. Small shrubbery lined the base of the trees in a circular fashion, following and framing the ellipse shapes of the room. A well-maintained living wall lined the first floor's foundation. A bronze globe at the very center of the atrium drew the room together. Light and warmth flooded my body, filling me with serenity. Whoa! A familiar, excitable voice cut through the air, disturbing you soon. That sounded me. Check this place out! Dang, wouldn't it be awesome if they had a mini golf set up in here? How cute would that be? Plenty cute. Yeah, sure, whatever. Art and Missy entered the atrium from the foyer stairway entrance. I was surprised to see Missy still hanging with Art, along with a timid Sage trailing behind them, no less. Slowly, our populace gathered in the center of the atrium hall. Conan and Forte leisurely made their way, and much later than the rest of us, but arrived regardless. I saw all the students I had previously met, but afterwards no one else came. Kind of a tiny class, huh? There were 10 of us, including myself. Art whispered the same observation I made. It was true that our class was rather small, but we were really going to be doing any learning here? I conceded calling a group of students a class was only appropriate. A hologram visual was presented from the centerpiece globe. A familiar voice came in from the overhead speakers. It was the same announcer from earlier in the dining hall. We don't even know how this announcer looks like. Why is nobody asking this? This is a special announcement indicating the welcome of all present students. The Preservation Project Group would like to humbly welcome you all to your provided safe house. As you are all well aware, the safe house has been sequestered off from the growing concerns of disaster. You need not worry from any longer of these concerns here. Disaster? I peered across the room to see expressions of affirmation. Everyone seems to have relating concerns. I knit my brow. As ultimate students, we've provided you with the best amenities and environments to the most efficiently cultivate your skills and talents in utter safety. But utilize the facilities to the fullest extent during the requisite hours. However, do not think of this simply as a safe house. This location is more than equipped for you to thoroughly indulge yourselves with exquisite experiences. I fuck with this beat so hard. You are invited to enjoy yourselves freely. Welcome all to the whatever the fuck. Awesome! Art audibly pumps his fist in the air. Although no one else displays such a loud presentation of excitement, the other students were vividly taken amongst themselves as the prospect of such blessing regardless. The projection cut out as the announcement secluded. The students began to wander again, lightly shy with the climbing center spot launch had to offer. Everyone seemed to be breaking into their own groups while I stood still. I was excited, but a feeling of uncertainty stirred in the depths of my mind, suffocating my enthusiasm. Did I really belong here? As far as I knew, I wasn't an ultimate student. I was a fucking loser. No intense talents, no masterful skills, not even interesting experience. I'm a fucking loser. I started to feel sick with anxiety because I'm a fucking loser. Hey, Echo, I'm going to the spa with Pandora. Would you like to join us? Ashley's voice brought me out of my thoughts. No thanks. You two go on ahead. I'm actually feeling a little tired from all the running around. I think I'll just take a nap. Ashley looked at me with silent, understanding eyes. Alright then, if you change your mind, you know where to find us. She gave me another quick hug before pairing off with Pandora. Ash, why didn't you tell me about your talent? I muttered under my breath before sulking off. I tugged down the stairs back to the first floor foyer. There I saw Cannon in the almost same position she was in when I first met her. She didn't tell me if she had an ultimate title when we introduced ourselves. Perhaps she doesn't have one either? I thought about approaching her to ask, but my throat felt dry. I didn't feel like being disappointed in the case she did have an ultimate talent. I don't remember hers. I think it was like writing or some shit. I quickly turned the corner before Cannon could notice me when, click, I heard the sound of a shutter clicking. Turning at the sound, I saw Cannon developing. Oh, it was okay. A picture from an instant camera. Huh? How do you have a camera? What do you mean, how? I just thought we were disallowed our personal possessions. I didn't have anything in my room when I asked Ash. She said she didn't have anything in her room either. I keep reading this shit wrong. I'm a photographer. I need my tools, don't I? You're so fucking stupid. So, are you the ultimate photographer? Cannon didn't reply. She just bowed her head once in a slight nod. Ultimate photographer. She reluctantly handed me the developed photo. Echo, yo, oh, Bigfoot, Her photo captured the moment I had to began to turn down the hall to avoid speaking to her. I thought she hadn't noticed me. I know what you're thinking. It's a horrible picture of you, because you're fucking ugly. I know it is, because it's not a picture of you, per se. Dumbass, I would never want a picture of you in my fucking booklet. Confused, I stared at the photo longer. I'm not a portrait photographer. I specialize in composition form called whatever the fuck that word is, which translates literally to back figure in German. I don't expect you to understand, because you're a fucking idiot. I listlessly handed the photo back to her. That's interesting. Cannon silently took the photo and stuck it in her pocket before occupying herself with the camera once more. But I admit, I didn't make an attempt to sound enthused. In truth, I wasn't. Cannon did have an ultimate talent after all. If that was the case, what was I doing here? My heart and mind were racing. Am I just an anomaly? Damn, this is making me scared. Was this all a mistake? Did I accidentally take the spot of an actual ultimate student was meant to take? No way. My voice croaked in desperation. The lavish mansion was meant to protect ultimate students, those students and their wide-reaching influential skills, whatever the fuck. Those students who were dexterous and master of their craft. Those students who were charismatic or reassured by whatever the fuck that word was. Those students who created nostalgia-inducing delights. Those students who won races upon races with pure skill. A repulsion rose in my stomach. I felt my breath shorten, my chest tighten. Suddenly I felt weak. What's wrong with you? You're shaking. I barely heard Cannon. I leapt for the front door. I needed to evacuate myself for whatever the fuck that word says, presence of the people who accomplish near impossible feats such at a young age. I was just an insignificant bug who wandered into a lion's den. I couldn't compete. I don't belong here. Cause he's a fucking loser. I grasped the door handle so tightly, I saw my knuckles turn white. But soon, I only saw black. I wearily opened my eyes. I was in bed, back in my personal room. Or so I thought. Forte was reclining in a love seat at the corner of his room, combing over what looked like sheets of music. I was in Forte's room. You're awake. He set the leaflet down before approaching me with an offering of water. I gracefully accepted the cup and gathered my thoughts. My right hand was tingling. After gaining my composure, I managed to croak out a question. Forte, what happened to me? Curious. That's what I would like to know. Huh? What do you mean? Well, after the welcome announcement, I inspected the jazz club, but was quickly uninterested in the venue. I went downstairs to retreat to my personal quarters for the afternoon, but was promptly stopped at the foot of the stairs by Cannon. She said you collapsed right at the foot of the foyer's front doors. Cannon told me to keep an eye on you, and I quickly left. I scoffed. How considerate of her to have someone else take care of me. But why you collapsed, she did not say. It came back to me. I wasn't behaving clearly. Yeah, I remember now. I was talking to Conan in a foyer, but I felt the need to escape and was electrocuted when I grabbed the foyer door handle. Electrocuted? Nonsense! Such blasphemy could not be true. Forte was appalled. On the other hand, felt nothing. I took another sip of water and I closed my eyes. I felt widely fatigued. Forte looked at me with a concerned silence for a minute. Echo, it might not be my place to say, but you shouldn't feel a need to escape. We're all being generously treated with a safe location to relax in, away from danger. No, you don't understand. I don't have an ultimate talent like the rest of you. My head dropped in shame, regret, humiliation. I don't have any skills or talents to offer the world. He fell silent again. Be that as it may, you still are a peer who shouldn't feel outcast from the rest of a group. You must be with us for a reason. I gazed into the water cup blankly. Come, the rest of the group is in the dining hall. I believe they are just starting dinner. Forte placed a firm hand on my shoulder before offering his hand to help me out of my bed. The dining hall was fully occupied by a small class. Hey, there you are! Art waved at me from the end of the table as I entered the dining hall, causing everyone's head to turn. Ashley and Pandora quickly ran to my side. Yes, sir. My girls. What happened to you? Are you okay? Folks, please allow Echo to have a seat before bombarding any questions. Fuck, I messed up his voice. The rest of the class paused their dinner as Forte helped me to an open seat by Ashley. Cannon wasn't at the table, rather, she was standing next to the entryway. She must have noticed me looking at her and turned away once more. Before I could confront her about what happened in the foyer, Missy placed a pork cutlet meal before me. Ashley wouldn't stop fretting and concerns to your well-being, so I took the liberty of getting a meal ready for you whenever you decided to come down. This is just what I needed. How did you know? I didn't. Perhaps I was just lucky. Missy shrugged indifferently, but I saw her mouth turn a small grin. She seemed satisfied with having pleased. I want to hurry up. I gave her a small smile back and helped myself to a small portion to regain my energy. Our little company dinner our little community had dinner together. Conversation lightly touched on everything with mutual awareness of the preservation project. It was a project in which students who signed up would be placed under protective custody to preserve their skills to benefit their future. Similar stories of talent discovery avoid certain students who grew up in an environment where all they knew was particular skill, yet they still rose to super excel beyond the wildest expectations. I, of course, have no place in dialogue. I paid no specific attention to the chatter in my mind going blank with white noise where the topic of ultimate talents came up. As we all finished our meals, Missy and Cyrus also to pick up the dishes as they were restlessly waited to hear what happened to me. Echo, you have
No idea how worried I was.
Ashley was holding my hand tightly. Ash.
If you're feeling up to it, would you mind talking about what happened?
I glanced over at Cannon next to the entryway. Her face was an iron mask. Well, I was feeling tired from running around the mansion exploring, so after the welcome announcement in the second floor atrium, I decided to go back to my personal room for a nap. Going down to the foyer, I was curious about the front door. I wanted to go outside, so naturally I grabbed the door handle but was electrocuted by it. Forte found me collapsed and carried me back to his room to rest.
You were electrocuted by the door handle?
Perhaps we should investigate.
What? And get electrocuted ourselves? No way, man!
Of course not. I simply want to inspect the door handle for any suspicious mechanisms. We should also check the floor maps again to see if there are any other similarly rigged exits.
And what would this accomplish?
Would ensure our safety so that nothing like this happens again. But our safety as ultimate students in a preservation project safe house are already being compromised by the existence of such a trap. The group fell silent. Cyrus was right. It seemed as if we had already fallen into some kind of trap the moment we woke.
So we're just going to do fucking nothing. Like, are y'all fucking dumb?
Conan's indifferent voice broke the silence.
Ken is right. We shouldn't sit idly by after our friend Echo was put in danger. We ought to investigate, if not as an insurance measure, but to get to the bottom of the trap that caused such harm.
The group agreed and went their separate ways to search for clues, but before anyone could get very far, an announcement rang in. It is now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will be closed until 7 a.m. in the next morning. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise.
It seems like we'll just have to suspend the investigation until tomorrow. There's no use in wandering about aimlessly in the dark. I suggest you all rest up now. I realize the situation is dire, but please do your best to save your energy for tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
We shall meet here tomorrow morning for breakfast and discussion. Eesh, some first day, huh?
One by one, everyone filtered out of the dining hall. Low concerned murmurs filling the corridors. Ashley stopped me back in the dining hall as the last few left.
Look, Echo, I'm sorry if you felt hurt that I didn't tell you about my talent.
Huh? How did you know?
I'm your best friend, aren't I? I can tell you're distraught. It was after that special welcome announcement I noticed you were off. It must have been difficult, feeling like you didn't belong.
I admit, it's been awfully overwhelming.
I never meant to keep it from you. It's just, I feel like being involved with me could only ever cause trouble. Not the horse racing aspect, but the ultimate student status effect. To get tied up with such intense people could only amount of ultimate levels of trouble.
Ash, you know I'm your friend though, or you know I'm your friend through and through. I don't think being friends with Ashley Westbridge, horse girl, is any trouble at all. Ashley giggled.
I love you, Echo. You really are a good friend.
Of course. I love you too. Boy got friend zone. He feeling it. He feel it. I know he do. He about to go think about this right now. We made our way back to the living quarters hall and said our goodnights. Before entering my room, I saw Art and Lau lingering in the halls.
Hey, you two.
Oh, hey, you two. Is something wrong?
Nope. In fact, we're having a strategy meeting.
Strategy meeting?
Art asked me if perhaps our being locked in a mansion situation is a big puzzle.
Think about it.
Escape rooms exist, so maybe this mansion is just one giant escape room.
I admit, it's impossible.
I admit it's not impossible, but it does sound interesting. Right?
So what do you think?
I'm not sure yet.
I have a feeling it's some convoluted ARG scheme.
ARG?
Alternate reality game. It's a type of game that is interacted with through different media experiences, whether it be online or in real life. Tasks range from
decrypting audio logs on a website to doing something odd like cleaning up local cemeteries. I see. Given those examples, it's plausible that the fuse and electrocuting door could be added to the list of tasks, right? Well, they're typically employed to the public to boost attention for a product, but the product is in our scenario, I'm not certain. And if this is an ARG, there must be a puppet master that's setting these things up, much like an escape room's game master. An escape room and ARG sound pretty similar in terms of involvement in puzzle solving. I suppose they're not entirely different intensities. Wow, you got it all figured out already! Puzzles are my strong suit. I said goodnight and left Art and Lau to conclude their strategy meetings as I returned to my personal room. I felt the mental and physical exhaustion hit me all at once as I left. As I let myself collapse onto bed. There it is. To think I'd be stuck in a luxury mansion with super talented students. My life before this moment had hardly been as eventful as a single day. I lived rather average life with as little trouble as one could hope for. It was almost, I don't know, in a sense. I never thought it boring or repetitive. It was like my mundane life caused me to be a little more worrisome than any other person, likely as a will to keep everything the same going forward. However, the strange situation threw me in a state of disarray. I was wholly out of my element. Above all, I couldn't help but feel guilty for making Ashley worry. Whatever it is I found myself in, I clearly didn't have a place. I sighed heavily. I should get some proper rest. The room was mysteriously fixed with a few sheets of my clothing in the closet of the personal bathroom. I let my body relax and the repetitive rhythm of a warm shower. Fuck, I'm getting tired. Crawling under the weighty covers, I turned the lights down. I turned down the lights and let my eyes close and focus. Tomorrow, what are we going to discover? And this is where I ended off. What's in the middle? Now this is exactly where I save again. I saved. Now I said. Alright, y'all, well, that was part 1 of Danganronpa. Now, couple words. I know towards the end, I didn't have as much energy. I've been up since like 8 in the morning, and yesterday I was up all night editing and stuff. Your boy, whenever he's off, it's non-stop work. Second thing, I know this episode was just talking, but I promise y'all by like maybe max episode 3, shit's gonna start heating up, bro. Maybe 2, honestly. Depends on how long I play for episode 2. It's gonna heat up, bro. We just gotta stick with it. So whoever watches it, I appreciate it. And whoever doesn't, you're missing out. Now I am gonna make these like hour-long vids, because I'm gonna be honest, eventually I want to be like the playthrough YouTuber, so I'm not gonna be afraid to make these like an hour long if I have to. And yeah, I just hope y'all enjoyed. And if you did, like, comment, subscribe for more content and more playthroughs and more one and dones and more horror videos, because that's what we're gonna be posting. Streams coming soon, or at the time, by the time I post this video, I'll probably already have done my first stream. Anyways, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
I got no Alex screaming. Lord knows I never keep from you. Fuck a text from my ex. I'm up next. Get no rest till I'm dead. I got stone cold.